I didn't, you know, if this were Name That Game, I would have named it on that first line. Here we go, Game 2 underway. MetaLow opting out of Airman this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for air this time.
Oh,
he finds Crash. That's good find.
Yeah, that's a no. And it looks like Crabcake's going to start on Airman.
All right, so now the shoe is on the other foot, so to speak. We got Crabcakes opting to do air first.
Oh boy.
This will be interesting to watch.
Well, we've got the Endless Wings buffet going on in Airman stage, so some of these jumps are going to be precarious, to put it.
Here's the spot right here. You want to be careful.
And
very nice.
Yeah, well done. Crabcake's waiting, taking the damage boost to make sure they can't get knocked back if another chicken shows up. So Crabcake's through the first half of the Airman stage, unscathed, relatively speaking, as MetaLow making their way through Quickman stage.
Oh, it looks like the chickens are back for round 2.
Oh, everybody loves a second helping of, especially when it's Endless Wings. Sign me up for that. Oh no!
Oh, that's so unfortunate. These jumps, these one-block jumps with the pits on each side, then you got chickens coming at you. You really got to be slow and take your time.
Yeah, the problem is we're all racers here, so, you know, going slow and taking our time, it kind of feels counterintuitive, so, you know, I can't blame Crabcakes, but, oy, oy, oy. There we go, taking another, damage there, so Crabcakes... Alright, staying on the ledge. I didn't want to say they were going to get through before they got through, and it looks like Crabcake's through the worst of it, and to the boss door. MetaLow finishing off the boss at the end of the hand stage.
Yeah, also getting equipped with a super kick.
Yes, very important to have the super kick. MetaLow finding Heatman and going for it. Okay.
Bubble Man here could be a problem. Or not.
Well,
very good from Crabcakes. Yeah,
Crabcakes at least had the solution available, and it looks like
item 1.
Item 1, nice.
So MetaLow finding Heatman stage. He did not find Heatman in his round of resets, and you know, with one stage down, he's just gonna see how far he can get. Hopefully he makes it to the end of the stage with no items. But this next section is going to be very hard with the prop tops.
Now, here's the thing. I don't like to say, you know, a runner gets tilted, but I think this is what's happening with MetaLow. Kind of going, okay, I lost the first seed because maybe I opted out of this particular stage the first time around in the first seed, so you get a little bullheaded, and I think this is coming back to cost MetaLow a bunch of time here.
Well, this is the spot where he could really run into some trouble. Luckily, he makes it to the top block, and he can move on from here.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was really close.
That was close. That block was just about to disappear.
I saw him go to that, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not sure if he had enough time, but MetaLow... Sometimes better lucky than good, I guess, is the saying. But Crabcake's finding Heatman at the end of the stage here, so we'll see how well this works out. Ooh. This Heatman taking a bunch of damage from the Buster, so shouldn't be...
Crabcakes is trying to lead Heatman around and do some jumping to avoid damage.
Yeah, I don't know how well that strategy would have worked fight lasted much longer, but Crabcake's able to take down Heatman. MetaLow gets an airman that's just kind of like, alright, yeah, I made my appearance, give me my paycheck, I'm out of here, just get rid of me. Oh no!
Hey, he finds a really good item too there for fighting airman.
Both seeds so far. That was Heatman stage though, so we have item 2 gated behind Heatman in both seeds. Ouch.
Yeah, especially with the prop tops in that second area, you would hope to find item 2 before you get there. But item 1 can be just as effective to get through that area.
Well, Crabcakes, even if they get to Crashman last, or excuse me, not Crashman, Heatman, they will not have the benefit of item 2. You know, one way or another, they're going to figure out the bad news. So, you know, Crabcakes is going to have to, at some point, take on Heatman stage and not have item 2 available, just like in the first seed. Crabcake's wisely hesitating just a little bit in that bamboo section, making sure not to fall into the abyss. MetaLow avoiding the same fate as well, so both runners making it through a potential pitfall trap.
Yeah, they are both handling this wood stage expertly.
So with 2 stages down, although only 1 in common, I would give MetaLow a little bit of an advantage right now with where they are. Oh, MetaLow's gonna... Okay, I thought it was gonna walk right into a Metal Crusher there. Surely it would have seen it.
Yeah, luckily that crusher was red and the trees are blue. It's kind of easy to see.
So Crabcake's making it out of the stage a little bit quicker, and it looks like somebody's starting up a party here. SpeedGaming 6 rating us with a party of 10. So help us out here. Let's put 2 tables together and get them seated for what should be a very exciting Mega Man race. For those of you joining us right now, we have Crabcakes up 1-0. We are starting a couple stages into Game 2 of a best-of-3 match between these 2 runners.
That's right. See, MetaLow using the item 2 to get through this bubble stage a bit quicker. This is a zipless tournament, so you will not see him doing the bubble zip, which is usually pretty free as long as you can pause buffer.
Yeah, I'm so used to seeing the runners, even still, you know, hitting the pause button over and over in that last little section so that they can zip through this. I've probably done easily 10 matches at this point, if not many more. It's just one of those, I keep trying to bite my lip, as it were, because I'm like, oh, they're gonna set up the bubble zip, and I'm like, wait, no, I can't say that, because if they do the bubble zip, that's gonna get them disqualified from the seed.
So Crabcake's opting to go for the E-tank and not checking the weakness for the wall. At only 3 stages done, you only have 3 weapons. It's, you know, your odds probably aren't good to find a weakness for the wall.
Now see, to me it feels like on the... right before the boss door, you could jump up, you know, why not throw a buster shot at the wall? Or, you know, pick an item. You know, it may be low odds, but you know what? If it happens to be the right one, that information is huge. Or you can eliminate an item that it's not, which when you get to later on, it can only help you. So it feels like, you know, maybe I'm wrong, and, you know, there's a reason why I'm doing commentary and not running in the races. You know,
Oh, Crabcake's finding some monkeys here in Metal Man stage. Usually, you would hope for monkeys to be in a different stage like Airman, where they can't hit the ceiling and come back down and get to you. But they're going to take a lot of damage going through here.
Yeah, unfortunately, these space monkeys not beaming back to the mothership, as Crabcakes and MetaLow both find themselves in the Middleman stage.
Looks like MetaLow's using its E-Tank to get through.
Ooh, that's gonna end up, well, I guess neither runner is really gonna go for that E-Tank that's sitting in that alcove there.
Yeah, that's kind of a tricky one to grab. If you don't have any items, you have to pause buffer about 3 or 4 times to make it across the jump.
Well, I mean, both of the runners have an item. Respectively, Crabcakes has item 1, MetaLow item 2, so it doesn't feel like the worst. Oh, Crabcake's throwing a little bit of a curveball with that quick boomerang. Metalman's out of there. So 5 stages now down as Crabcakes finishes off the Metalman stage.
MetaLow, being a Buster-only veteran, he's gonna opt to stick with his Buster on this fight.
Now see, that's another thing that might have cost MetaLow a little bit of time. Crabcakes is the one actively, at least from my eye test, actively trying to find the advantages in the items, whereas MetaLow is just opting to use the Buster, good, bad, or otherwise. Oof.
Yeah, it really depends on how bad the fight is. I mean, that's the way I think about it. If you got a really hard Woodman fight, where your Buster only does two pips damage, you might want to look for a weapon.
Well, the one that does it for me is Heatman. If he's a 2-point shot, then I'm almost always looking for another weapon. If it's 4, okay, it's 7 cycles, and I'm okay with that. When it's 14 cycles, no thank you. And it looks like gotta set up another table. Table of 11 coming in from SpeedGaming 5.
Well, welcome everybody from SpeedGaming 5. We have an interesting match. The first winner, we got Crabcakes versus MetaLow, and we're about 5 stages in. We're on our 6th stage right now, out of 8 Robot Masters. You might notice something a little bit different about this. Mega Man 2 has been completely randomized. There are all sorts of different colors and boss AI and weapon mechanics.
Well, even on the uneven terrain, MetaLow able to get it done. Oh. So...
Clown gears. Got clown gears in Crash.
I just realized item 2 and item 3 are in the same stage that they were in the first seed. Just by looking at the Robot Masters that have been defeated, item 3 hasn't shown up yet, and the only stage in common that's left is Crashman.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm almost wondering if we're playing the same seed that we did last round.
Yeah, we'll just, take the bosses, shuffle up the deck a little bit, and off we go. Forgetting about the other half. But, it's entirely possible that it could happen. I've just never seen it happen 2 seeds in a row like this, where the item 2 and item 3 are literally gated behind probably the worst possible situation. Crabcake's getting a favorable Chanky Maker, making it through the initial section of the crash climb relatively unscathed. So Crabcakes, I don't think, opts for the E-Tank, but we'll see. MetaLow, one of the spots where he lost a little bit of time, dropping down for that E-Tank. So we'll see how our runners approach these small little differences. It was 15 seconds between the runners in Game 1 of this match, so these minor little things, at least in Game 1, all added up for a Crabcake's victory once the totals were in.
And we see MetaLow's also opting for metal strats to get up this ladder. I noticed that neither runner have the time stopper.
Well, I guess that's gonna mean Time Stopper is at the end of the Crashman stage, so item 3 and the Time Stopper coming in. So we've got Crabcakes into Heatman stage, MetaLow a little bit behind, but going to have, I think, a easier time of Airman stage, saving it for last, instead of doing it first in the first game.
Yeah, and especially with that item too, that'll make his trip through the chickens a little bit faster.
I'm a little bit worried here that the chickens aren't gonna... Oh, no, it wouldn't be the chickens that knock him off. Wouldn't it be the... I keep forgetting what they're called. The little hamburgers.
The tellies, the ones that spin around, they're like one tile.
Yes.
Yeah, those guys. They're called tellies.
Okay. Bit by bit, I remember parts of Mega Man 2 as I lose this knowledge to the time it's been since I've played it, originally so many years ago.
Wow, Crabcake's making that heat stage look easy with her item 1.
Yeah, I am gonna say that, Crabcake's impressing me is no new news. Right out of the gate, she impressed me with how close her match was with Casual Tom, who is part of the final bracket, but Crabcake's making it through and actually going to have the advantage going into the Wily stages.
Yeah, and just like that, we got Dr. Wily and his wiggly eyebrows. So we can start off our game of guessing the dragon's weakness in Wily 1 and the color of the dragon, which is also randomized.
Alright. I went first last time, so have at it.
Okay. Well, I won't steal your bubble, because often that is a very trash weapon against the dragon, but I will go with the air shooter for weakness and a red dragon.
Alright, well, since the bubble hit, I have to opt out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the Metal Blade this time. And I am going to go for... how could I quantify this? A Barbie World dragon, where it's pink and purple?
Yeah, pink and purple, maybe a fuchsia-colored dragon.
But, I'm going for, that particular color scheme for the dragon.
Some interesting enemy patterns here for the tower. We had some lightning lords that just went off to the left side of the screen and said goodbye.
Pulling their inner Marshawn Lynch. They're just here so they don't get fined. And then just opting out of there. Our gears just kind of going, alright, yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Unfortunately, with no floor to stand on, they just dropped to the bottom.
Well, the floor is there. It's just a little bit further down than I think they were really expecting.
Oh, and I do get my red dragon.
It's orange to me.
It's fire. It's a fire dragon.
Oh, there goes the metal blade. Crash bomb looks like a negative. Air shooters, a no.
Oh, we got a really weird air shooter. It goes straight up and very slow.
Oh, look at the quick boomerang. Normally, you know, you would think a boomerang is supposed to, you know, come back to you.
Both runners finding the quick boomerang at about the same time.
Well, we had about a 3-second gap in Game 1 between our runners going into Wily 2. And
just like that, they're in the same spot at the same time.
Yeah, MetaLow did get a little bit of a lead as Crabcake's opting to take the energy, or excuse me, the weapon energy drop to the left, which does cost her some time. So now, gaining that advantage back, our runners are, you know, in a too close to call situation. And here we go, gonna check the wall. Now see, this is why I go back to that Flashman wall. You could have checked at least one item and not really cost yourself anything, but I digress. Both runners now know the crash wall weakness and are going to make their way down to the Pico blocks. Pico Tan.
It looks like we got some birds and Mets guarding this hallway.
Well, Crabcake's getting a fortunate drop. But it looks like MetaLow going to make it into the Pico block room first. Hopefully. Oh no!
Oh, MetaLow, why?
He just did it again.
He did it again. Oh, so the first race, MetaLow attempted the suicide drop, and the suicide drop is where you try and force Mega Man to fit through that one tile opening. Unfortunately, he missed it both times, and it's a really huge setback because the checkpoint is back so far.
Oh, that's brutal. I mean, for what could maybe be a 1 second gain, the loss of 30 seconds or so. Oh, he gets it that time. To, you know, I mean, Crabcakes is already halfway done breaking the Pico blocks, and now MetaLow, you know,
yeah, he's off to the search. He's got to find it.
Yeah, you know, working on his first block, Crabcake's on, you know,
yeah,
two
just
left.
got 2 left. Yeah.
Oh, it's just painful to watch something like this where, you know, I see the benefit that MetaLow got by actually pulling off what you have deemed to be the suicide drop. But the difference in these games so far, I can place it exactly on failing that drop as to why MetaLow lost Game 1, and he had the advantage at this point before he botched that drop.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it on, okay, MetaLow, the difference between you potentially winning this match 2-0 and losing it is completely on, you know, trying to pull off a swag strat and failing, unfortunately.
You know, I think you're completely right there. The suicide drop, it only saves you maybe half of a second, but the drawback is you could fail it and get sent back.
Well, that failure cost 30 seconds?
Yeah, and with you know, the tournament, you know, you got to think about your competition. Everybody is so good. You know, it's not. I wouldn't say it's worth doing in a race against racers of this caliber.
Well, I don't want to focus on it, you know, too much. I mean, there's, you know, okay, MetaLow went for it, failed, and unfortunately, you know, probably ends up in the loser's bracket because of it. But, you know, Crabcakes is still there, you know, to use a football reference, you know, that kind of lame duck that, you know, should be an easy interception for the defender. You know, it just kind of, you know, bounces off of their chest because they're not used to catching the ball. But, you know, Crabcakes is there. She's grabbed the ball, and now she's running with it. She's, you know, 3-4 screens ahead with our runners.
Yeah, hopefully she can make that an even wider lead as she heads into these elevator rooms. Hopefully they're free.
Oh, not this time.
Okay, some prop tops. The third screen might be a bit tricky.
Well, we'll see what ends up happening there. The first screen didn't seem to be all that difficult. But here we're getting into the great equalizer here for Crabcakes. Crabcakes can manage this screen, then
It looks good.
oh yeah, flawlessly making it through the third elevator. Getting a little pause buffer in there for good measure. MetaLow making his way through the elevators himself. Crabcakes through the elevators and on their way to the boss door.
Alright, MetaLow is heading into the third elevator room. You see, use the same strat here with the item 2.
Well, not the same strat, but very similar. MetaLow actually choosing to bail off of the platform. Crabcakes getting rid of the walls, now checking the boo beam turret weakness.
Oh, it's the regular old Buster.
Okay. Oh no, Crabcakes used the item 3 and then ended up falling off of that little ledge there.
Yeah, and in that scenario, the corner jumps can be a menace, especially with the Roll Chan sprite, as her feet don't match the feet of the Mega Man sprite.
Yeah, that is one of the differences with the Roll Chan sprite specifically, is that there is that little issue. Oh, nice. Crabcakes just catching that item 1 right at the end. Alright. MetaLow able to get rid of that first boo beam turret.
Yeah, MetaLow looks as though he's going through this fight a bit faster.
Well, 28:35, Crabcakes going to the right this time instead of the left. MetaLow, 10 seconds, 11, 12. A little bit behind. You know, 12 seconds at this point.
But now, you know, you got the case of the Buster-only veteran, whereas Crabcakes, you're going to see a lot of menuing to switch back and forth. But MetaLow is pretty much going to stick with his Buster. Oh, man. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Crabcakes tried to hold out against Airman, but Airman choosing to jump the whole way across and just bodied Crabcakes, so that 15 seconds you're going to lose from the death. Now MetaLow's a couple seconds in the lead now, as both are choosing to use the Metal Blade.
Yeah, with the Bubble Man who pretty much wants to stay on top of your position, you want something vertical, something that can hit him when he's above your head.
So, Crabcake's opting for the Metal Blade. MetaLow in a little bit of trouble here with Flashman. So, Crabcake's seizing back the lead.
Oh, low health though. Using that E-Tank.
I am not a fan of having 0 E-Tanks at this point in the game, but
they just finished Quickman at the same time.
Yeah, well, the E-Tank didn't help Crabcakes all that much. There is a massive disparity in health. I'm not sure of MetaLow's E-Tank status right now.
This is so close. They are literally taking off damage at the same time. MetaLow just a little bit behind now.
Ooh, Crabcake's taking a hit, which is going to be a little precarious here, but we're into Metal Man. Seconds apart, if that.
Yeah, Crabcake's remembering that boomerang weakness for Metal Man.
Yeah, so that's
kind of hard to hit him though.
I think it was a mistake for Crabcakes to leave that energy behind. She's got no refills. So...
Right, that was her last E-Tank.
Yeah.
She's got to put this machine down fast and take no hits.
Alright, so Crabcake's going to pick up the first energy brick, so... Oh my god. This is so tense. And I am, I'm not even, in this run. But MetaLow and Crabcakes both into Victory Road. No E-Tanks. So 31:56, Crabcake spawns in. 31:59 for MetaLow. 3 seconds between them. That's literally one, menu to change your item between the runners. So whoever guesses right is gonna win this. And yes, Ren Hero does bring up, if the runner's SRL times are within 3 seconds, that will be considered a tie. So this race, as it stands right now, is a tie. It is too close to call a definitive winner.
Oh, they're gonna find it on page 1, whatever it is. Oh, it's the bubble.
Found it.
Oh, wow. Oh, it was Boomerang.
MetaLow found it and stole Game 2 away.
Wow.
Wow.
GG's, GG. For both runners. Wow, that was so exciting. Great race.
Alright, now... just gotta check the official SRL times, but, Crabcake's, ending up being probably 10, 12 seconds behind. There's no way it could have been a tie. There we go. Creed, thank you. MetaLow winning Game 2 with a time of 32:56. Crabcake's 33:03, so 7 seconds between our runners. Out of all of that, 7 seconds was the difference in Game 2.
Yeah, just long enough to not make it a tie.
So, if we take Game 1, add it to Game 2, we're going into Game 3 with Crabcakes, not that it means anything. Crabcakes is ahead 8 seconds if we were to take both of the runs and mash their times together. I think we're going to be in for a pretty close race 3.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, for the first few stages of the race. Are their resets going to show them, something useful? Or are they going to find Crash to avoid that stage later? Are they going to end up on air stage first or wood stage first? That's another tricky one to do first.
Well, again, it comes down to, you know, one mistake one way or another. Crab Cakes got bodied by Airman instead of, you know, using that E-Tank. You know, that 15 seconds, you know, MetaLow making the mistake trying for that suicide drop. Airman stage, you know, Crab Cakes taking that death to the chickens early on. You know, these mistakes, as minimal as they are literally the difference between winning and losing when the competition is this close and so evenly matched.
Hey, sorry about that, folks. Hopefully my mic is a bit better now. Frico, are you there to confirm?
Oh, sorry, that was a little rough.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what happened, but I don't think anybody really approved of that. So to the viewers, I apologize for that. Something happened with a mic, so ugh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Alright, so looks like our timers are reset. And it looks like we might be going back to a little bit of Ninja Gaiden for our opening scroll here. So it looks like I'm gonna say Crab Cake's winning the scroll for Ninja Gaiden the first time around. I'm gonna give the advantage to Crab Cakes here for Game 3. And
Yeah.
you know what? One of my favorite Formula 1 tracks is the Bahrain circuit at Secure. So I'm just going to put that one out there, that I approve of the country that this game is meant for.
It's a nice sentiment.
And Falconic, for the record, I am purposely, accidentally mispronouncing the name of the game.
Ninja Gaiden?
Say what now? Never heard of that one.
Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah, it is not the Temple of Speed Ren Hero, but you know what? I'll take what I can get. Actually, I think they're actually racing at Monza tomorrow. You know, that aside, instead of the Formula 1 race tomorrow, I want to kind of put the blinders on, get all that out, and focus on a race that we're about to see before our very eyes right here. Hopefully, really close to right now. We're
See,
1-1.
Racers highlighted easy. We're playing on easy.